Good morning, children of God.
Good morning.
Oh, I know it's foggy, but come on. Good morning, children of God. Oh, you are awake, thank goodness. Wipe the fog off the glasses and we're ready to go, yes? Even if you're not wearing glasses, wipe the fog off the glasses. There you go, very good. Let's breathe and begin this morning's celebration in prayer. We take a moment and acknowledge the presence moving in and through us. With each breath we take, we feel the presence moving in and through us. As we hold this thought of oneness, we are open and receptive and responsive to the Word, so that we may go forward living the truth we know. And we give thanks for the opportunity to come together, to sing and to pray and to worship in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the indwelling Christ. Amen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our service this morning. This is the last Sunday in November, and our Farmer's Almanac reminds us that late in November, the soft winds and the red and yellow leaves are having their last dance together. I'm sure glad, because they've been doing a lot of that in our backyard. Here at Christ Unity Church, our guests are always welcome, whether here in the sanctuary or on the internet. And we like to acknowledge our guests as first-timers, because after that, we hope you will feel at home with our church family. For those online, please drop us a note, and for those here in the chapel, please stay following the service for fellowship so we can get better acquainted with you. If this is your first time here at Christ Unity Church, would you please raise your hand? Anybody? Okay. Our hostess has a welcome packet for you. And if you would, we'd like to have you sign our guest registry in the back of the chapel before you leave. And we'd like to, and for those who are online, use the link on the page you're viewing the service. Thank you for coming this morning as you bless us with your presence. Okay. Now's the time that we have the reading of the daily word, and Jim will do the reading today.
Yeah, Rob said I'm not supposed to start it with a joke, so I didn't. And I'm supposed to read the whole thing. November 30th, 2008, Sunday. Okay. There you go. The Christ Spirit within is my source of new, ever-renewing peace and energy. Hope. In preparation for the celebration of the birth of Jesus, I am open to a greater awareness of the Christ within me, with an understanding that the Christ presence is my divine nature. I am filled with hope. I am expectant of good because I know that the Christ presence is continually blessing me. My hope emerges from the light of love ever present within me. As needs arise or demands are made upon my time and resources throughout this holy season, I affirm the Christ Spirit within is my source of ever-renewing peace and energy. With his greater awareness of the Christ presence, I am filled with hope. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them light has shined. Isaiah 9:2.
As Jim said, today is also the first day of Advent. It is the first Sunday of Advent, and we celebrate faith. And Donna, would you help me? please.
Come on. Right beside each other.
Barry, front row. The first person that said yes as opposed to the second one. Not a problem. What I'd like you to do for us is take that candle, light it from our Christ, and light one of the candles right here in the front for me, if you would. And as she is doing that, we take a moment and reflect on this first day of Advent. We light a candle of faith in our heart. We let it shine brightly, a reflection of the perfect light within. Taking this first step for preparing my mind and heart for spiritual rebirth, I give thanks for the light that shines within me at all times, no matter what I am facing. This is the light of understanding, the light of abundant life, the light of hope that assures me that all is well. Thank you, God, for your light within me. I let it shine now and in the days ahead as a light of faith, knowing that goodness and love are filling my life. One of the ways in which we make and hold that connection is through prayer and meditation. The people who have walked in darkness have seen a great light, and the way we hold that light in mind is through prayer. When we begin with this thought, the Father and I are one. As we hold this thought, we know it is the truth of us. And with each breath we take, in this holy moment, we move to that place in consciousness where there is no question and there is no doubt. The Father and I are one. And as we move from this stillness into the silence, we listen. We listen for that for which we have asked. And it is given. And I claim it right now. Whatever it may be for you, claim it right now. Order, harmony, joy, love. Whatever you need is right there, right now. Breathe it. Claim it. Accept it. Take time as you breathe to allow this feeling or word or thought which is yours to immerse, surround your entire being. And in the wonder of it, we express gratitude. We are thankful. And we allow this thanks and this feeling to merge together, to flow through us into this room, where it joins with thoughts of like mind. And it moves from this place into our community, wherever that may be, to our family, wherever they may be, to our world, and throughout our universe. And as we allow this flow to continue, it gains in strength and power. And somewhere, somewhen, someone says, thank you, thank you, thank you, for in this moment, that which you have sent is exactly what I needed. To know I am loved. To know I am peace. To know I am joy. And in this knowing I give thanks. And this returns to you, and the circle is complete. And in this holy moment, we allow that flow to move freely without restriction. Both in the giving and the receiving, without condition. In this knowing that my cup runneth over, gently, easily, and effortlessly, I bring my attention back to this now. through this wind, through this room. And from this place in consciousness, I pray as Jesus, my elder brother, has taught us, in this manner.
Jesus Christ.
faith. I have faith that tomorrow, when I come to work, all the decorations will be up. And all the lights are already up. And after service today, you get to participate in decorating the rest of the sanctuary. The joy you hear in the other room is the little ones are having a head start. And that defines what faith is. Assurance, I love that word, of things hoped for, according to our brethren in Hebrews. But faith is a lot more than that. We all have faith and don't realize it. A lot of times it's intellectual, and that's okay in the moment. It serves its purpose in the now. As an example, I have faith that when I jump up, I will very quickly come back to the ground. Little faith in science. Yes? What would happen if that didn't work? Right? I have faith in what's going on around me. That the sun will come up tomorrow just as sure as it'll shine anywhere. And regardless of the appearance, and today is a wonderful experience, I know it's there. I just need to see through the fog, yes? Yeah? Metaphorically speaking. Both ways. I just need to see through it. Yeah? I need to look past it. There's a, let's see, who sent me? Alita sent me a little blurb that was really kind of fun about that, about a professor who was trying to prove or disprove, depending on one's viewpoint, the existence of God and what you can see and what you can't see. And one of his students reminded him that while all of us have faith that the professor actually had a brain, we'd never seen it. And on occasion we knew it didn't work well. Therefore, we could assume that he had no brain. And if I took it strictly from an intellectual standpoint, I guess you could come to that conclusion. And I've had some professors that fit that mold. For me, and I suspect I've been on the other end of that same scale a time or two as well. Things not seen. Things not seen. I love the wording of that, because I have to tell you a story about Rob. Most of my life, I have had a challenge about things. And part of it comes from a really good background and a really good teaching. Leave all these things behind you and follow me. Good lesson? Wonderful lesson. Oops. The part that I forgot was the next part. When you do that, all things are yours. I just left them. My things were in a pile back here. And through most of my life, I didn't have a lot of things. I still don't have a lot of things. But what changed for me is this faith base, knowing that all the treasures of the kingdom are mine. Whatever I can see, whatever I can vision, I can bring into expression through faith. Through faith. There's another part of that I left in that pile back there of things. And sometimes that's the word action. So I need to be able to step out in this truth of mine in order to bring it into the world. We have these lessons around if we'll just look for them. But we need to go look. And this is a perfect time of the year to start that, because we're beginning a celebration now of the rebirth for you and I of the Christ within. We're going to celebrate the birth of this child of Nazareth. And according to the good book, nothing good comes from Nazareth. You see, you can make that book say just about anything you want, can't you? Taken out of context, and we do that all the time. And that's okay too. Because it's part of the growth process. And when things don't work out for you really well, you're in exactly the right place for you. And you're in really, really good company. It just intrigues me that Peter is the one we look to as the beacon of faith. Upon this rock I will build my church. That guy was shaky as sand. Think about the story, what the guy did. Jesus who? I don't know that guy. Right? What? No, I don't know him. Do these things? Oh, I'm not so sure about that. In other words, he wavered back and forth from the intellectual side of himself through the spiritual until he got it right. And started to live from that place of faith. Not just talk about it as an intellectual exercise, but actually bring it into demonstration in his world. It took a pretty traumatic event to make that happen. He needed to be told what was going to be happening, and I just know his reaction. Yeah, right, sure. Not me. I would never do that to you. Oh, great and wise and wonderful leader, not me. Because I believe you. But when you believe from an intellectual standpoint, you are subject to discouragement. Because it's coming from the intellect and not the truth of you. It's coming from that which you think you believe, not the truth of you. And I have to tell you, living in the truth of you and living from the truth of you has wonderful rewards and a huge price tag. A huge price tag. You will never be the same again. When you choose this rebirthing that we're about to celebrate, when you choose to bring these aspects of the truth of you together and express them in your world, we say the words every Sunday. Every Sunday. And if I could figure out a way to slow them down even more, we'd slow them down even more. This day, my daily bread, my substance, my underpinnings. This day, I have the faith that that is true. But it's still based in intellect, by and large, and not in spirit. If it were based in spirit, of what concern would you have about things? None. None. Because everything you need is already there for you. When are you going to claim that? I had a great dream last night. I need to share it with you. Okay? Because it shows how we set limits on ourselves. Here it comes. You can share this vision for me and buy the lottery ticket. I had a vision that the church received a gift, $400 million. So feel free to buy the lottery ticket and turn it in. Okay? Or whatever. The fun part was the challenge of our tithing. Not what we were going to do to the building, not what new building we were going to have, not new flooring or windows or carpets or all wonderful things, all of which now become instantaneously available, yes? No. My challenge was this: how are we going to distribute the tithe? It was so much fun. I imagined myself writing the check. And I imagined Unity Village's office when they opened it. That too. The clunk heard around the world. I imagined the look on the faces of those who received these gifts. And then, as a part of that dream, the receiving of the gifts is, okay, then I need to start sending gifts out. If I intend to receive a gift, I need to send a gift out. A lot of gifts. See, we're doing really, really well here. On a regular basis, people who come to this ministry, to this church, tell me one thing. The energy in this room is, wow. Okay? That's you guys. It's your energy. You bring it. You give it freely. You hold on to your own stuff. We all do. And we absorb that which others give to us. The love that you send to one another. The joy that you share with one another. When you came in, there was a little sign on the overhead about family. And family is not always of blood. In fact, most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's those with whom you connect. Where you will take the time to connect. And to share what we're just talking about, joy and love and peace and faith in one another. The challenge is to learn to believe it. To learn to express the truth of you. After a class one day, a student came to me and said, I hear what you're saying, Rob, kind of. But do you really believe that you can do anything? Absolutely. I can't do anything through the truth of me, through the oneness, through demonstration of the truth of me. I can do anything. And I love it when people want to test. Rob, okay, if you could do anything, could you become a brain surgeon? I said, of course I can. In fact, I've already started. I've been messing with your mind for a long time. But we look at the stuff, the outer, and we go, what is this? What is keeping me? And why I said it in our meditation, I said on purpose. What is keeping me from demonstrating the truth of me? And the answer is resistance. I am resistant to give, and I am more resistant to receive. I mean, good heavens, what would your world look like if you really accepted everything that God had for you? Oh, darn, that'd be a tough one. What would my neighbors think? Hi, it's Rob, Shady Cove. King Solomon Mines in my backyard. Right? It's insane when we think about it, and so we can't grab hold of it. We say, oh, that's good for this one who has studied long and hard, or that one who has a real good grasp and understanding of the truth of them, but not me. And that becomes the resistance. That becomes the block. Now put faith to work with that. I'm going to give you a truth for you. I know you can do anything your heart desires. Anything your heart desires. I have faith that you will, not might, but will demonstrate the truth of you. And I know that as sure as I know the sun will rise in the morning for you. So you don't need to worry about whether you can or you can't. Come to me, ask. I'll tell you. Yeah, you can do this. Now, before you jump off the building thinking you can fly, Make sure you have your wings ready. Put your parts together. Make sure you're on your right path for you. That's the faith of it. And trust me, you will fly. How many of you fly in your dreams? Okay. For those of you who did not raise your hand, think about it a little bit. It's only a dream. But try this on. If I can see it, I can live it. Ooh. Yeah, that's the resistance. Put your faith to work. This is the time to begin this Advent season. It's time for an adventure. Put faith to work this week. Put faith to work from a spiritual perspective. Think about how that will change your life in 1 week. And next week, another thought. And the week after that, another thought. And the week after that, another thought. Each one building on the last. Until you can celebrate that birth in you, which we will celebrate together on the 25th of December. I know this for you. This rebirth of the Christ can be summed up in these few words. Breathe. It is done. Namaste.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.